Shalom. I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders. A great millstone. I want to give salutations unto the elect. Those of you that are scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth, to you I say Shalom. Okay, and to the believers out there, as some of you, as all of you should know, and if you don't know, July 4th, tomorrow makes America 250th year. Okay, and here I have it on ChatGPT. How long does the average empire last? Now, America, which is in the scriptures known as Babylon the Great Kingdom, is an empire, and it was given unto the Edomites. And the Edomites are the so-called white people that you see today. Okay, contrary to what other false prophets or other people are telling you, that the Edomites will be the end of the world. Esau's the end of the world, and Jacob will be the beginning of it that followeth. So if these so-called white people are not the Edomites, then that means the Israelites have another captivity under the Edomites. The Israelites will have to serve the Edomites before the kingdom of heaven. Okay, and what the blessing was about when Isaac blessed his two sons, Jacob and Esau. Okay, and Esau was given the fatness of the earth and the dew of heaven, and by thy sword thou shalt live. Okay, and he has been given the fatness of the earth. This is the fatness of the earth. Okay, he's been given America. He's been given the uttermost parts of the world. He's been given the world. Okay, because when you look at the so-called white race of people, the majority of the wealth, all right, belongs to Edomites. Okay, the fatness of the earth belongs to Edomites. The fatness of the earth, they have all the resources. They own the best places. And if they don't have all the resources, what do they do? They use the hammer. All right, they use the sword. And by thy sword thou shalt live, which is a blessing. So whatever Esau, Edom doesn't have, okay, he goes and takes it. He goes and kills. He goes and steals. And that's, if you want to know why the so-called white man has been, since history, going around killing people and stealing from people. Okay, he was given that great sword. Okay, and this is the end. This is the end of Esau's Edom reign. All right, this is the end of it. This is what it looks like. It's tacky, it's ghetto. All right, it's ghetto as hell. Even though Babylon the Great, okay, is somewhat of a better than third world countries, and everybody wants to come to America. But when you take a deep dive into America and you get into the nooks and crannies and the details of it, this place is ghetto as hell. And this is not how a society should be ran. It's ran in wickedness. Okay, and if you don't believe that how the society is ran in wickedness, you need to look yourself in the mirror. Okay, and then the Lord is going to wrap this kingdom up the same as he wrapped the various other kingdoms up. All right, so it says the empire lasts between 200 to 300 years before they either collapse, fragment, or transform into something fundamentally different. Okay, and the rulership will be transferred to the Israelites. Okay, starting with Yahweh Shai, because we're going to partake in Yahweh Shai's kingdom. We're going to share and bask in the glory with him. And this is what we're trying to tell you Israelites. So we all have to get ourselves together spiritually, first and foremost, get ourselves together and prepare for the second coming of our Lord Yahweh Shai. And this is what the prophets are on the corners and on the internet telling you, because this kingdom is a wrap. Okay, and this is why you see what you see in the world. You see the earthquakes in diverse places. You see the economic uncertainty. Every time you look up in the news, there's always something bad happening. All right, things are getting progressively worse because this is the end of a kingdom. The money, the dollar, $39 trillion in debt. These are the signs of a failing empire. Here it is, America's in debt, $39 trillion. But there was a trillionaire, Elon Musk. Okay, so this country is not ran off of equity and justice. That would be ran righteously in the kingdom of heaven. All right. It says, and it has some of the empires that lasted. It says the Persian Empire, 220 years, Roman Empire, 500 years, Mongol, 160, Ottoman, 623, British, roughly 300 to 400 years, Soviet Union, 69. Okay, all these things, and it says several factors influence an empire's longevity. Economic strength, which the economic strength of America, I just said, $38, $39 trillion in debt. When you look at the debt clock, what do you see? And counting. Military effectiveness, which now these other nations are saying that they're strong as well. They have nuclear weapons as well. Okay, the scriptures say, let the weak say I am strong. So America's not the big bad bully that it used to be, because they just went into what they call it a military operation, which is the beginning of World War III, really. They weren't able to destroy and do what they want to with Iran, because these other nations not only are backing Iran, but Iran has drones. They also have military capabilities, ballistic missiles. So America's not the top military once that they thought they was. Now, it is a top military. It is a great sword. But for they're not able to bully everybody like they once used to. Political stability, which our political parties are a mess. All right, et cetera, et cetera. All right. So at the end of the kingdom, I'm just going to reference what? Because this kingdom is also known as Sodom and Egypt. This is Genesis chapter 15. This is when the Israelites, Abraham was given a dream. Abram, he was given this vision from the Lord that his seed will go into the land of Egypt. All right, this is Genesis 15:12. And when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram. And lo, and horror of great darkness fell upon him. Probably was a nightmare, so what some people call it. And he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, the land of Egypt, and shall serve them. We serve the Egyptians, and they shall afflict them 400 years. All right, and we served our captivity in Egypt, the Israelites. And this is when he sent Moses and Aaron, okay, which they were the mouthpiece of Yahweh. Okay, and it's no different now. Before kingdom falls, all right, who is he going to send? He's going to send his servants, the prophets. He's going to send them to tell his people, hey, whatever message that he wants to tell them. And this time it's no different, man. Okay, we're just in the modern era. It's the same program. The Lord doesn't change the format. Why? Because he's perfect. He doesn't have to change the format. He doesn't have to remix his format. And if you don't get it, you don't get it. It's not for you. And he said, verse 14, and also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge. Okay, so the Lord said you're going to serve them, but I'm going to judge them. And this is where you get the plagues of Egypt from. Okay, he put it on them Egyptians. And he's going to put it on the modern day Egyptians, which are the Americans / Babylonians. All right, we serve these people. Everybody knows about the transatlantic slave trade, the sub-Saharan slave trade. All right, the conquistadors and the Tainos, the Seminole Indians that were over here, that were slaughtered, all right, and had to serve captivity for free. Everybody knows about that history. That's not these are historical facts that everybody knows about. And people think that the so-called white man is going to get away with what he did. Okay, but that was a judgment from the Lord for our disobedience. But now the Lord is getting ready to gather us, okay, like he did in ancient Egypt. Okay, he's going to gather us. So he's going to bring us out of modern day Egypt miraculously. Okay, with a stretched out arm like before. And he's going to plague this place. Okay, and when he plagues this place, you're going to have a lot of Israelites murmuring, oh man, I wish it was back in the old days, but okay, we got to be prepared for these plagues. Now, we're going to be here in this mess too. We're going to be here in the midst of the plagues. We're going to be here in the midst of everything if we are part of the elect and we endure to the end. Okay, so the prophets are here to warn you and tell you the Lord is plaguing this place. And he's going to plague it even more and more and more and more. And he's going to afflict the people that we served. All right, he's going to afflict these people. He's going to tear their kingdom down bit by bit. Every nook and cranny, he's going to see. The Lord is a master at war. And he's going to harshly judge America. Okay, and he's going to judge the people that live in America. The people that we served, the Edomites. This is the Edomites' kingdom. So we should want the Lord to bring these plagues, even though we're here, we working, we got jobs. Okay, we still got to pay bills, but hey, we supposed to trust. Okay, the book of Isaiah, chapter 10, verse 20, man. Okay, we're not going to stay upon him that smote us. Okay, people think that they're trying to get older. Yeah, that was back in the days, man. Just forget about slavery. See, the thing is, we can forget about slavery all we want. Even if we forgot about it, the Most High is not going to forget. So even if every Israelite on the planet Earth forgave Esau for what he did, the Most High is not going to forgive him for what he did. All right, they're the only nation in the scripture that the Lord did not promise a mercy upon. He is not going to show Esau any mercy because Esau didn't show any mercy. Okay, he forwarded our affliction. Okay, it says, verse 14, and also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterward they shall come out with great substance. Okay, and we're going to come out of Egypt, which is Babylon the Great, America. All right, and we're going to be what? Transfer. It's going to be a transfer of power, and we're going to be entering into the kingdom of heaven. Okay, and if we are part of the elect, 144,000, we will be joint heirs, and we will be what? Part of that first resurrection, the building up of the kingdom of heaven. That's really what our goal should be. All right, to be delivered. That great salvation that the prophets foresaw. Okay, John saw it in Revelation 21. Okay, and I saw New Jerusalem come down from heaven. Okay, so once we come down from that destruction, from those chariots, which the world called UFOs, man. Okay, it's time to reign. It's time to rule in righteousness. Okay, and it's going to be a heavenly salvation. Okay, and in which this is the good news, man. This is what Isaiah 61 is speaking about. The good news. Okay, to proclaim liberty unto the captives. Okay. All right, matter of fact, let me get that. Because this is the good news, man. If we telling you that the Lord is going to, you ain't going to be a fucking security guard for 30 years. Okay, and live paycheck to paycheck. That's a sign of relief, man. I know when I heard this word and say, and the prophets were saying, the Lord getting ready to take this place out, man. Shit, that was a sign of relief for me. I was like, fuck, man. Because when you in this world, you just trying to make it. You just trying to, get your daily bread, just trying to set up a decent life for yourself. And there's nothing wrong with that when you come into the truth, trying to make it. But there is no long-term vision for this place. Okay, we should, like the Lord's Prayer, man. Okay, give us this day our daily bread. We should take life day at a time, one day at a time, man. Okay, that'll keep you from worrying, overstressing. And of course, you got to pay bills and stuff like that, man. But the Lord can bring this thing down in a quickness. The Lord can get this thing cracking. All right. So what we're telling you is the good news to you Israelites. The good news is for the Israelites. All right. The good news is not for everybody. The good news is for the people that have been afflicted. Okay. If you've been afflicted, if you've been beaten down and trodden down, you got nothing to show for. You as a people just through. Us as a nation, we're through. Okay, if you hear these words, it's a sign of relief. The Lord is going to pay back your enemies. The Lord is going to give you a kingdom. You're going to be rich. But our people don't have that vision, man. You look at America, look at the world. The Lord gave the Edomites this system. The earth is beautiful. If he gave the Edomites this, what is he going to give his children? We're the children of the Most High. We're his sons and daughters. So what is the Lord already chastened us? He already beat us. That's what the transatlantic slave trade. That's what the slave trade was about. That's what the atrocities that have happened to us already that we read about in the scriptures. And we read about in secular history. We've already been chastened. We've already been beaten. Okay, you've been when somebody goes to jail for a punishment, because America is a big prison. Really, the earth is a big prison for the Israelites, but America is a big prison. So if you, hypothetically speaking, if you go to prison and you serve your time, once you get out, you don't go back to prison. You don't go back to prison. You served your time. We've did our time. Okay, we've been trodden down and beaten and abused and mishandled and been taken advantage of already. That's already happened. So guess what? Who turn is it to partake in that cup that's in the Lord's hand? The people that we served. That's righteous judgment. Okay, because Esau, he was not fair in ruling. He was not fair with his servants. He was not fair with his slaves. He was not. He didn't rule his servants wisely. Okay, he was doing all type of atrocities that you're not supposed to do with servants. You know, you got servants. You're not supposed to make your servants have sex with their mother. Okay, there's a certain way you're supposed to deal with servants. All right, he treated them less than a human, subhuman. Okay, the way he fed us, the way he treated us. All right, how he was murdering us unjustly. You're not supposed to treat people like that, even if that's a person of another nation. So here it is, the person that has showed no mercy. Do you think the Most High is going to give you mercy? So here it is, Esau like to put us, like we're in trouble. We're not in trouble. We're in trouble, right? The 2/3 are in trouble. The wicked of our people are in trouble. But at the end of the day, no one on this planet Earth, no nation on this planet Earth is in much trouble as the Edomites. Nobody has shit to pay for like the Edomites do. The shit that they got to pay for, they can't pay it back. Okay, because really everything that they have, they stole. All right, the Edomites weren't, they didn't justly build this kingdom up like people would like to say. Oh yeah, the whites built this country. The whites built this country. Who's all in the kitchens cooking food? Who's all in the construction? Is it so-called white men all in the construction? Who's building the houses? Okay, who's in this building up in the infrastructure of America? Slaves built the White House. Everybody knows that. The Great White House, the slaves built it. Who were the slaves? Not the Edomites. Okay, people, you know, they can try and twist history all they want. You can try to twist it all you want, but guess what? The Most High knows everything. You can rewrite textbooks all you want. You can pull down statues and pretend like none of this existed, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, man. The Lord rules in the kingdom of men, and he He gives the kingdoms whosoever he pleases and put it over at the basis of men. And who's the basis of men? It's the so-called white man. Okay? Now, this is the good news. The Spirit of the Lord, Isaiah 61:1, the Spirit of the Lord God is upon me because the Lord have anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. Who's the meek? The Israelites. The Israelites are the meek people. He have sent me to bind up the brokenhearted. Esau's not brokenhearted. The fuck he's brokenhearted for? He owns everything. He has the slaves. They have, when you look at the average net worth or household income between the different races of people on the earth, there's a big gap disparity. There's a wide, vastly wealth gap in races. And it ain't because so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are lazy. That's not the case. Oh, you're just lazy. Pick yourself up by the bootstrap. No, that's not the case. We're brokenhearted. All right, we're the one that needs to get connected back with our power, and we already started it. To proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound. We're still bound. We're still found in his man's hands. We're still prisoners of war. The Edomites never told us who we were. Okay, yeah, You guys are the Israelites. You know, you and your lineage, your people. We captured y'all from the west coast of Africa, and we brung y'all over here. He didn't tell us who we were and released us. We're still found in this man's hands. He never told us who we were. Okay, you just can't gather up a group of people and just, let your slaves off. Just yeah, all right, y'all can go now. With nothing. All right, even though that's not the plans of the Lord, but we're still prisoners of war. All right, shit. Okay, so we're still bound. We're still captives. We still can't do what we want in this society. Okay, we're not sovereign. Okay, NLT. The Spirit of the Lord, the sovereign Lord, is upon me, for the Lord has anointed me to bring good news to the poor. Who's the poor? Who's the poor people in this society? It's not Edomites. It's not so-called Chinese people. It's not so-called Indian people. It's the blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics. He has sent me to comfort the brokenhearted and to proclaim that captives will be released and prisoners will be free. Okay, we will be free. Yahushua is going to free us. The mighty warrior of Israel, the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, is going to free us from this fucking captivity, man. The Lord is going to come back. And these people, they don't believe that. They don't believe a so-called black man is going to crack the skies and deliver his people. They don't believe that. Okay, but you can read the Bible and read it. And what the Lord said in Matthew 24 is literally happening right now. You see, the thing about God is, and his son Yahweh and Yahweh is, the thing is, you don't have to believe them. He's going to make you a believer when you see it. Nobody thought the world was shut down in 2020. See, the Lord is going to make you a believer. The Lord is going to do things to make you a believer. You're going to believe one way or another. So you don't have to believe us. You don't have to believe a word that we're saying. You can say we're crazy. You can say, well, whatever, those guys are crazy. Oh, not in my lifetime. You can say that all you want. Well, look at society. Look at it. All right. So we will be free, man. All right. Verse 2. He has sent me to tell those who mourn that the time of the Lord's favor has come. Okay. The time of the Lord's favor has come, man. We've been trodden down long enough. There's no more captivity for Israel. We only go up from here. Okay? So empires were never meant to last forever. In America, it's no different. It's no different. So with that, Lord willing, was edifying. Shalom.